How's it going, car people? It's Lucas here, back with another car review, proud to present to you this 2003 Range Rover HSE. As always, I will start it up, show you the engine, show you around the interior and the exterior of the car. So without further ado, here's the key, typical early 2000s Land Rover key, with the Land Rover logo being your lock, as well as your unlock and trunk release right here. So let's go and get started.
This Range Rover also comes with a feature that you can roll down all four of the windows by just holding down the unlock button on the key. It's a very convenient feature on a hot day. To roll the windows back up, just hold down the lock button.
Alright, we'll go ahead and cut on the headlights, fog lights, and hazards. All four windows are fully automatic. So, let's go and check out the exterior of the Range Rover.
The Land Rover Range Rover, or simply just the Range Rover, is a full-size luxury SUV made by Land Rover. It is currently in its fourth generation. Each generation also had its own codename, except for the first generation, which ran from 1970 to 1996, which was simply known as the Range Rover Classic. The second generation, this vehicle's predecessor, which ran from 1994 to 2002, was the P38A. This particular one, the third generation, which ran from 2002 to 2012, is the L322. And the fourth and current generation, which has been in production since 2012, is the L405. The L322 Range Rover was introduced in 2001 for the 2002 model year, with sales beginning not long after. The Range Rover came with 3 standard trim levels, SE, HSE, and Vogue. However, various other trim levels like Vogue SE, Westminster, and Autobiography were produced later on throughout production. It received updates/facelifts for the 2005, 2006, 2007, 2010, and 2011 model years before going out of production in 2012. The updates for the L322 were, of course, interior and exterior updates and new and/or more engine options. I'll leave a link in the description to the car's Wikipedia page if you want to see what exact updates it got for the specific model years. However, 2007 was a relatively big change for the Range Rover, as that was the year the newly designed Range Rover Sport came out. The L322 Range Rover was planned and developed under the ownership of BMW, but BMW had sold Land Rover to Ford 2 years before the L322 went into commercial production. But the 2002 to 2005 models do share a lot of parts with the E38 BMW 7 Series. The 2007 Range Rover Sport marked the official departure from the BMW-influenced design. As far as exterior amenities on this Range Rover, it has black plastic side mirrors and door handles, indicators on the front fenders, tinted rear windows, projector headlights, front and rear fog lights, front and rear parking sensors, dual exit exhausts, and Minerva EcoSpeed 2 225/50 R19 tires with 19-inch 20-spoke alloy wheels. As far as dimensions, length is 194.9 inches, width is 75.7 inches, height is 73.3 inches, and the wheelbase is 113.4 inches. Curb weight is 5,666 pounds. Powertrain is also included on everything the 02 to 05 Range Rover shared with the E38 BMW 7 Series. Its 2 engine options during that time period are both from BMW, which include an M62 TUB44 codenamed 290 horsepower 4.4-liter V8, or this vehicle's M57 D30 codenamed 2.9-liter turbo diesel inline 6-cylinder, which is a dual overhead cam engine with 24 valves producing 174 horsepower at 4,000 RPM and 288 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM. It goes from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 13.6 seconds and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 14.6 seconds, and tops out at 111 miles an hour or 179 kilometers an hour. With a fuel tank size of 26.4 gallons or 100 liters, it is estimated to achieve 16 miles per gallon city, 25 highway, and 21 combined. In liters per 100 kilometers, that is 14.4 city, 9.4 highway, and 11.3 combined. All Range Rovers are 4-wheel drive as standard. This engine only comes paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission with sport mode and manual shiftability. Manual transmissions were completely dropped for the L322 Range Rover. The L322 Range Rover is available with 8 exterior color options and 4 interior color options. This one is finished in Java Black with the sand leather interior. This Range Rover comes with a 12-way powered driver's seat with slide, height adjustment, front cushion adjustment, recline, and 4-way lumbar adjustment. The driver's seat also gets 3-person memory settings. You have carpet floor mats as well as aluminum door sills. The door panel houses leather padding, an aluminum interior door handle, a speaker, storage down below, your power windows and mirrors. This one also has power folding mirrors, although there is a little issue with these ones, as only one mirror folds in but then folds back out afterwards. To the left of the steering column, you have your headlight switch and panel dim.
So, let's go ahead and do a few revs and see how it sounds. Alright, go ahead and shut the door and roll the window up. This Range Rover comes with dual zone automatic climate control with your fan speed right here, your auto button, temperature settings for the driver as well as the passenger, front and rear defrost. Rear defrost no longer works, different zones, AC, max AC, stuff like that. You also do have dual stage heated seats for the driver and passenger. Here is your infotainment screen. You got your radio. Does have a good radio in it. That's your volume knob and power button for the radio, tuning knob. You have your 6 preset stations to buttons on the side of the screen. Over here on info, you can see various info as well, like fuel consumption, outside temperature, stuff like that, range, as well as right here, you do also have the date, clock. Over here, this is the knob to control the display. It is not a touch screen though. You have your seat track buttons over here, as well as different tones, Bluetooth phones, stuff like that. And this button actually tilts the screen back. You got a cassette player as well. You do also have a CD player, but it's in the glove box. This is your menu button, which leads you to the screen that we're on right now. You can go over here, set a timer, and to go back, you just click the menu button. You do have navigation, but this vehicle does not have a navigation disc installed in it right now, so it doesn't work. You go to your settings right here, set various settings, and one interesting thing is it's only available in English or German, no other language. So that's kind of interesting, but here you have various settings. You can also completely turn off the monitor right here. Pretty simple to use overall. You have your FM AM for the radio, 2 air vents over here, hazards, as well as power locks.
This Range Rover is equipped with an air suspension that allows you to raise and lower the vehicle, depending on your preference.
Over here you do have your clock, tailgate release, parking sensor controls, the ignition in the center console, 12-volt power outlet, USB inputs. You also have a pop-out cup holder right here, adjustable. That's very nice. You have storage right over here, dual tier. Glove box released by this button, containing all your owner's literature. And right back there, your CD player. You do get a 4-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel, which is pretty smooth. Very loud horn. You do have your cruise control settings over here on the left, as well as your audio settings on the right, seat track buttons, stuff like that. Here's your turn signal stock, as well as high beams. Over here, your wiper stock. The button on the end of this stock right here controls info that you can see on the display, and it's kind of going out, but you can see like fuel consumption, average speed, your trip meters, stuff like that. And back to nothing. The steering wheel is also powered tilt and telescoping, but unfortunately the motor currently does not work, so it's stuck in this position for now. Over here on the gauge cluster, fuel gauge, speedometer, tachometer, engine temperature gauge, as well as the display with your outside temperature over on the right, trip meter, this is your trip reset right over here. And also you've got your odometer, and it's kind of hard to see, but this one has 259,000 kilometers on it. You also have your shift indicator right over here. You have some nice wood grain as well. So it's over here. Grip handle for the driver. Here's your sun visor with vanity mirror and lights. And also, if you move this out of the way, you have a secondary sun visor to pull down, which is neat. Here's your rear view mirror. Interior lights, Bluetooth mic, and sunglass container. All right. So let's go ahead and shut it down. And we'll go ahead and check out the back seat. All your seat as well as door panel materials do carry through. Power windows, speaker, a little bit of storage down below with more of the wood grain. You also got an ashtray right here. Hopping in. Now, the driver's seat is pretty much all the way back, and I'm just over 6 feet tall, and I still have a plentiful amount of leg room and a decent amount of headroom. Luckily, it's a soft headliner, so at least I can still go up into a little bit like this. But overall, it's really a nice place to be here in the back seat of the Range Rover. Dual seat map pockets, power outlet. You do have rear heated seats in this vehicle. There's your air vents, center armrest. If you got nobody sitting there, you can just put it down. You got cup holders. You got grip handles, as well as here are your rear lights. All right, so that's it for the back seat. Let's go ahead and check out trunk space. The Range Rover's trunk can be opened 3 different ways. There's the button inside the car that I showed you earlier on. There's a little button right above the license plate, and also the button on the key. Just opens right up, pops open. This vehicle does have a split tailgate. There's a button right here to lower it down. You can sit right here nicely. It is a very practical car, the Range Rover. You get quite a lot of trunk space. I believe it did come with a cargo cover that's just not in right now. Illumination, seats do fold down, 60-40 split. And underneath all of this, it's kind of hard to lift up with one hand, but you do have the spare tire underneath, which is full size, by the way. All right. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the review on the 2003 Range Rover HSE. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like or a comment. Subscribe today if you haven't. Thank you all for watching. See you next video. Goodbye.